Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Um, for today's lecture, I would like to discuss on example 3. This is a continuation from yesterday's lecture on critical path method. Okay, this is example 3 that I have given you in this last class. So this example consists of activity A to activity L. And this is also provided with a predecessor and also the duration of each activity. Okay, to ease on the drawing of the network analysis, I've attached the table at the bottom so that it is easy for us to refer to the table of example 3. Okay, for the activity A, B, C, as you can see here, the predecessor is none. So what you can do here is you can draw activity A, B, and C from the same node. This is what we call node. Yeah, from one node to another. So from one node to another node is being uh, this A activity A is from node 1 to node 2 or node 0 to node 1. Okay, so and activity B is from the same node from activity A and also activity C. So in order for you to draw activity D, which is the predecessor of A, you can draw D from A. So D is with the duration of 2. Okay, the next activity is activity E. So activity E is from the predecessor of A and B. So if you can see here, A and B uh, is uh, is where you are going to draw activity E. So you can introduce a dummy, which is a dotted line, in order for you to establish activity E. Okay, so and the next one is activity F. Activity F is from C. So from C you can draw activity F. Okay, and G is from activity E and C. So E and C you need to connect them. So in order for you to connect C and E, again you need to introduce a dummy from C to E, and that is where you can introduce G, activity G. Okay, so the next activity is F. No, H. H is from F. So this is a straightforward activity. So you can draw straight from activity F is activity H, and K is from activity H. Okay, and the next one is I. I also is from activity H. Okay, the next one is activity J. J is straightforward. This is from activity D. Okay, and the next one is activity M, which consists of activity K, G, and D. So you can see this is K, this is G, and this is D. In order for you to connect all these three activities, you need to introduce another dummy, okay, from D to M. Okay, so and the last one is activity L, which is the predecessor is MIJ. So you need to connect M, I, J in order for you to introduce activity L. Okay, so this is the network that you can draw, the network analysis that you can draw for example 3. Okay, so you can see that there is quite a lot of dummy that you require in order for the network analysis to be logic. Okay, so you can refer to the to the video that I have already given you last class. Okay, so we are not going to stop here. We are going to start with the calculation of forward pass and backward pass. Okay, so let's move on to forward pass. Forward pass is where you start from your left to your right. Okay, so we start from 0. You can start with any number, 0, 1, 10, 20, but it's best for you to start with this activity with 0. Okay, so 0 plus 1. So in order for you to get an early start, early finish for activity A, you need to plus the duration. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, and 0 plus 2, you get early finish of activity B. Okay, so let's move on to activity C. 0 plus 2 is 2, and 0, since this is the dummy carries 0 duration, so 2 plus 0 is 2, but you also need to see from this direction. So from this direction, it is 2 plus 1 is 3. So if you go for forward pass, you need to select a bigger value, which is 3 instead of 2. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, so when you let's stop at this juncture. Let's look at this activity D. Okay, D is 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, why we do D first? Because we want to make sure that we can have the right early finish for activity M. Yeah, so now you can have from 3 plus 0 is 3, or 3 plus 4 is 7, or 6 plus 2 is 8. So as I mentioned just now, when you do the forward pass, you need to take the bigger value. So in this case, the bigger value is 8. Okay, so you need to make sure that all the three, you need to consider all the activity from the three angle, yeah, from K, from G, and also from the dummy. Okay, now let's look at M. So M also have a three come from the three activity, yeah, from the J, from M, and from I. So it's either 3 plus 2 is 5, or 8 plus 3 is 11, or 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, so you take the bigger number, so that's why you select 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. Okay, so that is the forward pass. So now we have to do the backward pass. Backward pass is where you start from your right hand side to the left. Yeah, so we have to start with the same number, 14. 14 minus 3 is 11. So this is 11 minus 3 is 8, and 11 minus 2 is 8. Okay, this is 11 minus 3 is 8. 11 minus 2, 9. It's supposed to be 9. Sorry, this is 9. Yeah. So and 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay, and 11 minus 2 is 8. Okay, so since this is from the two direction, you have to consider the activity from I and activity from K. So again, when you do backward pass, you need to take the smaller number. So in this case, the smaller number is 6. Okay, so 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. But again, you have to look at this direction also. Yeah, so this is 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 minus 0 is 4, or 3 minus 1 is 2. So by considering the smaller number, that is where you select 2. Okay, so now we left with activity E here. So 4 minus 1 is 3, and 3, we need to figure out this one first. Okay, so here we also have to consider from a two activity. One is from the dummy and one is from D. So 8 minus 2 is 6, or 3 minus 0. Okay, so we take the smaller number, which is 3. Okay, so 3 minus 1 is 2, or 3 minus 2 is 1, or 2 minus 2 is 0. So you take the smallest number. Yes, so because this note from if you want to complete this early finish, yeah, early start, early finish, late start, and late finish, you have to consider the activity A, activity B, and activity C. So in this case, the smallest number is from activity C. So you need to make sure that you get back the zero value here. Okay, so that is why if you start with 10, you have to finish with 10 as well. Yeah, so this is the early start, early finish, and late start, late finish for each of the activities. Okay, so we are not going to stop here because we want to also figure out where is the critical path method. Okay, as what I mentioned in my last class, the critical path method is where the early start, early finish, late start, late finish is the same number. Or if you subtract these two, it will become 0. So what does that means? That means that activity critical must not have any float. Yeah, so that is where you can see the critical activity is C, F, H, K, M, and L. Okay, so that is your critical activity. And your critical activity, the total float must be 0. Okay, so that is why they've been called as a critical activity. Okay, so that will explain the example 3. So if you want to challenge yourself, you can do example 4. Yes, so example 4 is quite challenging, and I just give you the hint. Yeah, the hint of this example where the total duration of project is 23. So you must get 23 days, and try to do it on your own, and we can discuss it in the next class. Okay, so with that, I end my class today. So if you have any question, we can discuss in the next class. Okay, so assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.